Great. Just what you wanted to hear. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. I feel like I'm really having to slow the system down for this one, because this is a damper on our little parade. With the World card, you are finishing something out here. My last 4 messages or so have been tying into this topic. My reading right before this, number 240, you'll be glad you didn't get what you wanted, 111. You'll be glad you didn't get what you wanted. Probably has something to do with whatever this mess is here, which we're going to read on today. You're going to be glad you didn't get what you wanted. You're going to be glad that something broke apart, or that the person's still the same as they always were, or you're deciding that this is irreconcilable. I can never say that word. The differences are too great. Great. Just what you wanted to hear. 888. Eight of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. The Sun. That's where you're going, right? The Devil and the Hanged Man are cards of a feeling of suppression, stuckness, seeing yourself in a different light. This would be like seeing yourself as a monster. Does that make sense? I almost said with the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this is so karmic, whatever this is. You're closing out huge cycles. We all are. It's the end of a 9-year. That's what that 111 thing is that just started trickling through in my reading right before this. And it's the beginning of multiple messages of hope leading up to the new year 2026, which is a 1 year. 2025 has been a year of the 9. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do right now. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Breaking away from, whether it was your choice or not, this could even be other people that caused this, and you're going to realize, wow, I'm actually kind of glad that happened. You could feel disappointed or whatever, but you're going to realize whatever all of this is that we're going to get into with the 5 of Swords, that feels like one of those moments like, great, eye roll, just what you wanted to hear. That exact thing, similar energy to my last reading, you are going to be so glad this is blowing up. But it's not the Tower, it's the 5 of Swords. And I feel like whatever this is has been so persistent on your tail. You have tried to get away from whatever this is. You have tried to separate from the situation. But with the Devil and the 5 of Swords, this is something that would have been persistently on your tail. This could be conversations had about you. This could be people consistently trying to break you down with the Devil and the 5 of Swords. This can also be our own selves, guys. I still deal with this. I've done a lot of research on the concept, and it really stems from narcissistic abuse for a lot of people. But it's the concept of the inner critic, where critica something was implanted in you. Devil, 5 of Swords, possibly from the time you were younger with the Sun. And it formed your identity to think less of yourself, it doesn't even have to be a narcissistic dynamic, guys. Not everybody comes from that who watches me, but a lot of people do. It doesn't even have to be that. This could be just some sort of dark situation that implanted viewpoints in your mind to have you see yourself differently with the Hanged Man, to have you see yourself in a negative light. breaking yourself down. This could be stuff with self-esteem. This could be negative self-talk. The inner critic. It's a great book, and it's actually parts work. It's IFS, parts work, internal family systems. I would recommend going on a rabbit trail and looking into that sort of stuff, guys. Like, parts work, you can find a lot of information online about it, and you can kind of dance around the subject if you don't have the money to, because not everybody has the money to spend on all of these sessions. And maybe this is controversial for me to say this, because I do believe in seeking outside assistance always, but a lot of people can't these days. So so get better help. I'm just kidding, guys. It's not a sponsorship. That would have been a good spot for it, though. No, but in all seriousness, guys, there's so much that you can help yourself with. Education is power. Knowledge is power. You can do a lot of damage by just researching a bunch of stuff on YouTube. And if you struggle with the inner critic, I would so recommend looking into the concept of parts work. And literally right at the start of the book, the inner critic, I'll put it down below, guys, if you're interested, but it's really more the concept of his work, not just this book. But anyways, I'll still put it down in my resources area. But basically, he says at the beginning of the book, I'm not saying that you should do this on yourself, but here's the book anyway. It's kind of like one of those, you know what I'm saying? This is one of those as well here, that I'm not saying that you shouldn't get. That it doesn't help to go to therapy and stuff like that, guys. And it doesn't have to be traditional cognitive. It could even be more like woo-woo stuff, right? But anyways, there's a reason why they're having me say all of that, because this has been a challenging year of transformation for a lot of people, and there could have been a lot of darker themes coming up for people. And so if this is not something coming from the outside, hey, maybe it's both. Maybe it's that there's stuff flaring up around you as well as in your own self, or maybe outside things happening are causing you to like see yourself differently. Or guys, you're coming up as the King of Pentacles, and we're gonna get into it, guys. I just have to open this message. There's a lot happening here as always, right? But I'm gonna slow down. Tried to start off slow, but quickly went into my Mercury mode. You're coming up as the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles, male, female, non-binary, however you identify. You're a leader. You have your life in order. You help other people. You're someone who people look to as a leader, guys. Like, you're somebody who, at least it appears on the outside, that you have it all together. Maybe you have Capricorn in your chart. Or this is just talking about us moving into Capricorn season, even though today's reading is a collective timeless reading. But there will be a lot of those Capricornian themes coming up as we move towards the end of the year into January, right? So let's get back to business. The Five of Swords is a tough energy. It's a win at all costs energy, where in the end, everybody loses. This is like the opposite of the Three of Pentacles, where everybody's working together and we're using each other's strengths and we're highlighting those. And, John is going to do the things over there that Gertrude doesn't know how to do. Like, this is a leadership energy with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands as well, where you could be really good at finding compromises with people. You could pride yourself in that you know how to kind of lead a group, or you know how to find good common resolutions that are good for everybody. It could even be as simple as everybody's arguing on where to go for dinner, and you somehow find a compromise with the King of Pentacles that, okay, we can go here because so-and-so likes their breadsticks, and hey, you like their wine. And the King of Pentacles is someone who's like a dad energy in a way. Like, they know how to kind of get everybody, all the like crazy kids, to agree and be happy. You are somebody that you find I'm hearing conflict resolution. So the 5 of swords is conflict. I'm speaking to somebody that has probably already tried everything to find some sort of solution that everybody's happy with. This energy looks like 2 of swords with the 9 of swords and with the high priestess. You already know what I'm saying. I'm on the right track. Good. I'm glad I'm going down the right trail here. This would be like someone, after you've explained everything and it's a great like compromise, whatever, this would be someone going like, like they are doing this on purpose. They purposely won't compromise, or they could even be like, if this is a person you're dealing with, they could be purposely dragging their feet or dragging something out. For some of you, this is a karmic thing with the devil. They know there's some sort of spiritual karmic contract here that is coming to an end because they can't get a rise out of you anymore. So they could be flaring up, trying to get your attention. Because I feel like for a lot of you, you're just like ignoring this. Even if it's been upsetting to you, guys, you're still coming up as the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands with the High Priestess. This energy is like, you even have this peace offering energy. Like, can we please just stop this? Like, this feels like a mature person entering a room of people screaming and throwing food everywhere. And you're just like, can we just come to some sort of a compromise here? I'm going to be the bigger person, even though you're the one who hurt me. I'm getting that. Even though you people are the one who hurt me, or you, if this is a partner, are the one who hurt me. And I'm not saying you should start arguments with people, guys. I'm saying this would be what you've already done. Coming in and putting all your pride aside, and that can be hard for the King of Wands, right? That can be hard for fire. And even if you're not a fire sign, he has a lot of pride. He's built that up over many years. So for him to be like, you know what, whatever, I'm going to put my pride aside. You all have hurt me here. Or if this is one person, or if this is even like a job, this is you coming to a conclusion that no matter how hard you try to come in and like even try to compromise, it's like there's an unwillingness for compromise here, guys. This to me feels, who I'm reading for, your energy would be just like with the 4 of Cups, like, I don't even know what to do anymore. This is like a giving up energy with the 5 of Swords and the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. It's like, no matter what I do, no matter what I try, there's no getting through. And I just can't keep living my life like this. You know, this feels like someone that something has gone too far. They've pushed you too far. And guys, this is not a bad place to be. This is you possibly have already even come to that conclusion that I just described, where you're like, you know what, I'm throwing up my hands. I do not know what to do. The only thing I know to do is just to separate myself and go my own way, whatever that means to you guys, right? This could be multiple situations that have happened throughout this past year, and I'm getting a boiling point message where it's like you reached some sort of a moment of completion with the world, which is very positive. See, that's what I'm trying to get to. It's like I feel like I'm moving through dense, thick branches that I can't like get through to the light. Like, I'm trying to get to the light. I'm trying to find the light so I can be free from all of this. This feels so heavy. This feels so consistent. This feels so like demonic. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, this would be people becoming like filled with this. It's like they don't even know what has come over them. This is like somebody being filled with this desire to break you down. Like, I feel this energy rising in me to just be like, rah! And then like 15 minutes later, I feel like there are some people here that even question themselves, but some of them don't. They corrected me. They're like, no, some of them do not do this reflection. Because I'm seeing somebody looking in the mirror and just being like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? But guys, for the most part, the energy I'm seeing here is you being left trying with everything in you to figure out how can we find some sort of compromise. I feel like a lot of people in this situation have given up. It's like you've gone numb on this with the 4 of Cups. I feel that there are people that have already come to this conclusion. And this 5 of Swords thing today is like they're coming back for seconds. Like they're energy vampires for a lot of you. And now energy vampires don't always know they're energy vampires. They can just be people with a lot of trauma. This is my belief. You don't have to believe in this, guys. This is just what I feel is a likelihood, and many years of trying to understand demonology and people's stories and my own stories. And, I've seen entities since I was a child. And anyways, just many, many years of thinking deeply about this in a logical sense, as well as a very spiritual sense, and trying to somehow have those both play in the sandbox together. I've come to this sort of mindset that many people, it's like holes are created in the aura through trauma. And so these entities can attach to people. It's kind of like a deal that's made in the spirit where it's like they will feed this entity with energy, and this entity will give them some sort of perceived safety. It's usually in the form of like defense mechanisms. Now, I'm not going back to, the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s, where we had no understanding of psychology and everybody thought that anyone that had any form of mental illness was like demon possessed and they needed a lobotomy. I'm not saying that, guys. Like I said, I've spent many years trying to find a middle ground between these things. Whether it's true or not, even if it is just a form of like a diagnosis of some kind. All right, I'm just going to have to put a trigger warning on here because I'm talking about medical themes. All right. Honk honk. Hello, everybody. It's TW, the trigger warning clown here, talking about some mental health stuff. And I just want to be sensitive to everybody's situations because, I'm diagnosed with anxiety and depression myself, right? So I'm just saying. But what I'm trying to say here is even if it's not an entity coming through somebody, draining you of your life force, and they've made some sort of a deal with the devil that, whatever. Even if it's not that and it's just psychological, this is still what's happening, right? And it's beating whoever I'm reading for down to the point that they can't see the sun anymore. And it might not be that extreme for everybody. I'm just saying you could have had breaking point moments where you're just like, I cannot take whatever this is anymore. Like I feel this energy in my body and I pick up a lot of it in the collective right now. There is this boiling point energy, and this is why. Because we're coming up to the end of this year. So I guess technically this reading is going to be, more of like a 2025 overview because 9 years, guys, the fact that we are closing out a 9-year of 2025, and I'm going to talk more about this when I do my 2026 reading, but closing out 9 years of time and we're starting all over again in 2026 with a 1 year. It's like the past 9 years are all coming to a head here. That's why it's like, ha, 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 ha. Like it could even feel a little like, and for some people, they might just be having a great holiday, probably because you've already done all of this clean out and boundary setting. And, this message is more for people who have been dealing with stuff and you're having to make a decision. I put out a full moon in Gemini reading talking about this topic, and it's coming through again. I believe that was, let me just look for those of you who want to watch that episode, because if you're relating to this came through big time in the full moon in Gemini. Even if you're after full moon in Gemini, guys, it's the topic. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of my readings can kind of weave in and out of time, because I work with interdimensional beings and the Holy Spirit, right? That is outside of time and the angelic realm, and my guides, right? And my brain as a person. But yeah. Number 236, make or break decision, full moon in Gemini, which happened on December 4th, 2025. But it was talking a lot about a make or break decision. And for a lot of people, that decision was having to break away, Kelly Clarkson, break away from some sort of a group that they just never learn, guys. It's like they don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. It's like it's like being possessed, but I'm not going to say that, right? But you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like maybe their eyes even change and they zoom in on you. It's like, I'm just sitting here, man. Like I'm just eating my food, just trying to get through this dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the energy. And part of the reason why they're so angry at you is because you're just sitting there and eating your dinner, so to speak. They can't get a rise out of you by poking you anymore. And that's what this reading is, especially because many people are going to be watching this around the holidays, going to be connecting with a lot of people. And this is just a reminder of all the work you've done on yourself, guys. Like, this would be the time to cut away from things and to make final decisions and to end these karmic situations so you don't have to bring that into your happy place, because you're going to a happier place, guys, with the sun. But we sometimes come up against these really hard decisions where it is a make or break decision. We do have to decide if we want to continue to live anymore with this negativity. Like, it's causing so much stress, so much pain, when sometimes we just need someone to give us permission. Not that you need my permission, but I'm just saying, like, as someone who has dealt with this on so many different levels, with family, with friends, with exes, it's like, sometimes we get so stuck in the web of all of this chaos and drama and tearing us down that we forget we're actually free, right? And that might be controversial, but you don't have to be tied to bondage, because not everybody's families are like this, guys. Like, not everybody's relationships are like this. And I'm not trying to make us all feel bad. I'm just saying some of us have alternative situations going on here that are different from other people. And maybe there's even like sides of you coming up around these holidays where it's like, why can't I just have what they have? Like, they have a happy family. And guys, sometimes things look a certain way and they're not actually when you actually get up close. So don't get too jealous, right? Because people can make things look really good on Instagram. But anyways, I'm just saying, but if you find yourself in a challenging situation that who I'm speaking to, you've kind of done all you know to do. You're very practical. You're a leader. You take charge. You take one for the team. You know how to make things work. You compromise. People could be calling you difficult. You're the one who always compromises. That's what I'm getting. They're just trying to poke at you. So you explode and you go back around the karmic cycle again with the devil and the 5 of Swords. We are free. We have our own lives to lead. You are not chained to anyone or anything. You're not a slave. This energy doesn't want you to be free. They don't want you to be happy. They want you to be miserable like them, but they'll never say. They'll never dare say that. Because they don't want to look at the truth of who they really are. They're projecting upon you that you're some sort of a monster, when in reality, it's their sword that they're looking into. These people want to make you feel like them. They want you down there with them. For some of you, it's a group of friends. There's a group energy here, for sure. It could be family for others, but let's proceed. Because this is the reality. This is the perspective change I'm trying to bring. If you are somebody in a situation that I feel very claustrophobic. I feel like my energy is being infringed upon. I feel very pressured in this energy. I feel like this is like a no way out energy. This is a walking on eggshells energy. This is no matter what I say, no matter what I do, it's going to end in a fight energy, right? That's the point. It's a double bind. I did a video a long time ago now on the channel, and I think I called it double bind or like lose-lose situation. I think the thumbnail is me with like an angel and a devil, I'm pretty sure. This was a while ago, guys. But I did a whole in-depth reading on like what double binds are, and it's a narcissistic tactic. Whether the person's a narcissist or not, it's a tactic that mainly narcissists will use, where it's like an either or situation. They give you, it's like an ultimatum situation when there is no such thing as that. There's always compromise. There's always room to have multiple people in the room, so to speak. But this energy is making sure that this is not only a lose-lose with the Five of Swords, but a trap. It's a mental trap so that you feel like you have to put up with this, that you have to be miserable with them, that you have to do this or that. And that is never one time true in the history of this planet. We are all our own separate people. This could be a codependency thing, where people will trap you, make you feel less than, make you feel like you're nothing, convince you you're nothing, dehumanize you down to nothing, so then you can't escape, so that you feel like you can't, so that you feel like you need them. You've never needed this person or these people a day in your life. And for some of you, if these are like parents with the sun, with the baby on the sun, unfortunate, right? Unfortunate, because it's the end of a 9-year cycle and the world card has come knocking. And for you, you're moving into a second chance energy. It's a fun, happy energy. You could feel like these people age you. Like, I don't know about you guys, but even if you're older, like even if you're older than me, I'm 34, but say you're 64. You could feel like this energy ages you. It makes you feel old, like your body hurts, like you don't want to do anything. This is so overwhelming. This drains all your energy. Again, it's going back to that energy vampire thing, where your anguish feeds this. And I don't always like to go there because I came from the church and there was always a demon and a devil under every rock, blaming the devil for everything when really we need to look in the mirror ourselves. That's not this. I'm talking to people who look in the mirror all day long and question what they're seeing because they just see a regular person doing their best, but whoever else is around you is making you look in the mirror and look at yourself like you're some sort of a monster or some sort of a freak. This story of this card is interesting because this beast was thrown out in the woods and abandoned because it was ugly, right? So you could even identify as this beast here. Like you could feel like you were thrown away. I saw the 5 of Pentacles, or you were left out in the cold. And now these others or this other or just this repeating cycle in your life has the audacity to come around saying you're the monster when the victim who I'm speaking to was the one who was abused. Think again. Because when cosmic justice gets involved, the shit's about to hit the fan. And I wouldn't want to be in that room when it does, right? Because some of you could even be smelling like spiritual garbage smells or like feces and stuff like that, because that's this energy. Some of you with the high priestess are very advanced spiritually, and you have done everything you know how to offer peace offerings and to make things right. And it's put some of you into, I'm hearing an early grave, guys, and I will never predict death on my channel, and I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying this could be something you've said with the Page of Pentacles. This could be something you've written down in your journal or something, where it's like, you could have been praying to God, to the universe, like, please help me. I feel like this is going to kill me. Like, this feels like it's killing me. I'm seeing somebody saying that. I'm channeling all of this, guys. Of course, I relate to all of it as well, because how would I know how to talk about it if I didn't, right? But at different points in my life, I have faced the end of myself, trigger warning. I wanted to end my life. But I'm not getting that here. I'm getting that more as like a physical thing, where someone's saying like, this feels like it's gonna kill me, like my body hurts, it's like, it could feel like my first business mentor, Sandy Krakowski, had this diagnosis, and extremely successful, you know what I mean, like, you can live your dreams, you can do everything that you ever wanted to do. All I know is that she had a lot of pain in her body, and you know, she found a way to function with it. So there's always hope. I'm just saying, you could be someone who has said things like that to yourself, and this is God answering your prayer, channeling through me to tell you, you have permission to leave now. And I'm seeing you walking out some sort of a big wooden door. It looks like a courthouse. And you're free. And that's that. So you could be feeling this animosity rising up against you from those who you've separated from. For some of you, it might literally be a divorce with that courthouse imagery here. These are very challenging situations that I read on, and I do my best to remain as Libran as possible, right? Or with the high priestess, looking at the light and the dark, observing both of those and attempting to meet somewhere in the middle. But with a situation like this, it's a no-win situation. It's a lose-lose. No matter how hard you try, they get a kick out of it. Here comes collective again with their little cup of love, coming to seek my forgiveness. I mean, guys, some of these people they're like demonic, guys. They're working with like ancient entities that, again, they might not even be aware of this. Like, so I'm not saying go up to Aunt so-and-so and be like, you're working with an ancient entity from another life. It's like, no, I'm not saying, guys. I'm saying we should, but you are those people with the King of Pentacles, very grounded, very sincere, very loving, nurturing, kind, like takes care of other people, make sure everybody's comfortable. King of Wands, he will say some shit though. I have a Mercury in Leo, right? I say a couple things. So you guys might be the same. I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself. For some of you, this is literally like at work with the Eight of Pentacles. Like, don't get fired, guys. It's, you know, don't do anything rash. Five of Swords can be rash energy. Yeah, my whole body hurts, guys. This energy is intense. It's consistent. And they're trying to drain you, whether they are aware of it or not. Again, if this resonates, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you watch one tarot reading and then you're questioning your whole life. Like, oh my God, all these people are draining from me. Guys, you're going to know. This is going to be a situation you've dealt with for at least 9 years, you know? And it might not be the whole 9 years because I'm the whole 9 yards. I'm getting for some people here that this is like a newer thing. This could be a relationship, a situationship. This could be just something negative, guys, that brought a lot of like chaos into your life, and you're deciding to break away from it, or that's the advice. All right. I just had to channel all that through because this is like literally the universe giving you permission. You are an empath who I'm speaking to here. It has been very hard for you to break away and to feel like you can live your own life and you can be happy. It's like this is God, the universe, however you identify your higher power, giving you permission to be happy today. No more waiting. Today. They'll take care of them. You know what I'm saying? These people have put burdens on you. They have made you feel like you're their caregiver in some way. And, you know, I'm getting that. So I'm just going to say it how it comes. You have been like the sole, I'm hearing sole proprietor. You have been the sole, with the Page of Cups, you have been like watering their soul with the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups for years, I'm getting. And now they're parched in these flames of hell that they've created for themselves. Did you ever hear that story, that parable that Jesus talks about, where the man is across a chasm and he sees a family member in hell and he begs Abraham, I believe it is, to let his, relative out of hell, just to just dip his finger into water and touch it to my tongue. Like that's this sort of energy. It's like these, whether they realize it or not, these people are going frenetic. They're going crazy because they know they're going to be locked in those proverbial flames. We can be in hell on earth. Hell is other people, as they say. Do I believe in a physical hell? I'll talk about that another day. If you want to talk eschatology and theology and all that shit, I'm around, right? Well, I've been around, and I've studied hell extensively. The concept of the Judeo-Christian God, hell, right? But anyways, this would be people that are still alive that feel like they're burning in hell without your cup of water. Is that your responsibility to be giving them that water? They've convinced you it is. And this is spirit coming through me telling you, no, it's not. In fact, you're depriving these others of their own pathway, their own stairway to heaven, if you will. You're standing in the way of divine justice. You're actually, it's like they're moving you out of the way. The divine council, whoever they are, there are people above us, right? With the justice card. These people, that's who I'm talking about. These cosmic judges that deal with the spiritual stuff. They're saying, you're free to go now into your new life. These will have to find their own cup of water. That's their life to live. That's their karma to live out. That's their pathway that they have to take. The world. Something is concluding whether we want it to or not. And that is going to cause, grief on behalf of the empaths, because even if someone was literally a devil to you for 20 years, seeing them suffering in the life they've created for themselves, that's revenge enough, right? So if there's anybody here who wants to seek revenge on these people and stuff, trust me, them just living in their own reality that they've created, you're not going to want to see anything beyond that. It's like people being tortured in hell. That's the imagery. I'm hearing the sounds of the screams as I'm channeling, and it's dark, guys. It's really dark. So if you're feeling like, oh, I want revenge, I can't forgive these people, I've tried, I've spent 20 years trying to forgive, trust me, guys, the second you step away and step out of the way and just let, the officers, so to speak, take these people away, whoever they are for you, them living their own life of their own making, that's going to be more than enough. Unfortunately, I just open up to the devil again. Just confirming that you're right about what you've thought here. You've been shown with the high priestess what these ancient karmic contracts really are. They're not just what meets the eye. It goes much deeper, and that's why you have felt this constant animosity coming your way from whoever these are to you, because they are connected to, have you ever seen in the Bible that Paul, the apostle, there was a woman. No, that's a different one. That's similar, but there's a different story here. So there's a man who looks at Paul, points at him, or was it Peter? Somebody correct me if you know the Bible. I think it was Paul. And regardless, this is the point. Someone points at him and says, I'm mixing up stories. I know who you are. Like, I know who you are. But that's a different one. You could have had multiple run-ins with these people where you're like, I feel like I see a demon in their eyes when they look at me. I think it's like, Paul I know, Peter I know, but who are you? And he like jumps the guy. Because he claims to be some sort of a divinator or something. Anyways, whatever. There's like 5 things coming through. It doesn't matter. The point is, there's supernatural, paranormal stuff going on with whoever you're dealing with here. Their eyes could look dark. Their eyes could change. You could sense something in their eyes. You could feel like there's something like demonic here, or something ancient, something unspoken that you just can't quite describe, and it kind of like gives you the heebie-jeebies. It like sends some sort of a creepy energy down your spine that you can't quite describe, but you're also connected to these people through some sort of trauma. I'm hearing divination abuse, which is crazy. So some of these people could use magic on you. This is basically spirit just letting you know that this is over, whether you try to stop it or not. And a lot of you are just stepping out of the way, and you're just allowing you're allowing nature to take its course. But these people with the 5 of Swords, they're coming back to attack you. And I was trying to make this reading funny, but it's just, the more I channel, the deeper I go. It's like the Holy Spirit won't let me. It's like, sometimes I work with a certain set of eyes, if that makes sense. When we're dealing with stuff this dark, it's like they don't let me do my little cheeky Leo Mercury stuff. Like it's like they're laying down some sort of big energy here. Like, this is not, I almost have to do like another reading on what I was gonna say, because it's like I can't even get cards. They needed to get this message to you that you have permission to let go of whatever this is and move on with your life and move into the sun with the Fool card, into this 1 year that you're going to be happy without this darkness surrounding you. You have done your shadow work. I'm getting that. You have faced yourself. You have looked yourself in the eye. You could have overcome addictions, codependency, toxic traits in yourself, some sort of whatever this would be, your Achilles heels. It could also be fear and things that chain you. I'm seeing you are freed from that. You have freed yourself. Nobody's perfect, but you have done the work. you wouldn't be showing up in the mundane reality as a King of Pentacles and a King of Wands in the upright if you hadn't done the inner work. There's no way to hide this. You've already changed. You've already transformed. And it's like this energy is coming back around, thinking that they can pull you down again into the hell that they've created for themselves, when even you yourself can't free these people. This is like court ordered spiritually. Now, the reason why it was like spelled great, GR8, I was trying to make a joke because we're talking about eights. After this shit is done, whatever this is, and it's spiritual for a lot of you, you don't have to do anything. You're just going to see a change. It's going to be like, like you could even feel like maybe some sort of like demonic spirit lifts off of you or something, guys. I'm not trying to freak you out because I don't always talk like I don't always go back into my Pentecostal stuff, but today is one of those days. Bless the Lord, right? Because this is this realm, right? And I'm very open-minded and I believe in a lot of stuff, and I work in the occult. Like I'm saying, guys, I'm not some Christian that hates all this shit and thinks it's the devil and all that. You know, if you watch my videos, you know me. But if this is the first time you're seeing me here, guys, this is your sign. Whoever you serve, even if it's your own self, your higher self is trying to get you to give yourself permission to be happy and to move on with your life. You're not, whoever this is, caregiver. You're not a caregiver to any of these people. And for some of you, I'm seeing that this is like an elderly parent or something that you're caring for, and they're like in their final days, guys. Spirit has seen you have mercy on whoever this is that I'm seeing. Spirit has seen what you've done for this person. And they could have, maybe they have like dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that, guys. So you could be taking care of some sort of a parent that was abusive to you, and you're helping them like transition into the next life. You will be blessed and rewarded for that for the rest of your life. That's for somebody. I'm positive about that. But for others, this is more metaphorical. Like if this is family, it can feel like their ghosts haunt you, even if you are separate from them, right? This is like deep stuff here today, guys. I'm seeing graves, like I'm seeing ancestors. This is when I get into my mediumship stuff. And to be honest with you, sometimes it scares me. You know, I've been a medium. I didn't know I was a psychic medium, but I always have been. Even when I was a kid, I would like the dead would show up to me and stuff like that. And I ran from that calling. And sometimes they, you know, they push me into it because it's so dark, it's so visceral, some of this stuff. It's like helping the dead transition. You could identify as like a psychopomp, right? You could be a medium who I'm reading for here that deals with like ghostly stuff like this, where it's like things haunt you, when spirit is saying that is not your responsibility. Just because you have the ability to see into the spirit realm as a high priestess with the devil doesn't mean that it's literally your responsibility to make sure these people get to where they're supposed to go spiritually. That is not your responsibility. That is not your karma to bear. They actually have to walk this out. They need to learn, for some of you, who you are, but that's not for everybody. It's like they need to learn. They need to go on their own spiritual walk, their own spiritual quest. They need to connect with whatever it is, because, you know, they are in the dark and they look to you like you're some sort of a spiritual compass, and you are, but that is not your weight to bear on your back. They want to free you from this burden, and I'm getting it's not up to you, but you're going to feel relieved because God's going to take it from you. I'm literally seeing it like an exorcism. You may even feel something kind of leave you or something, guys. I'm not trying to freak you out. This message is not going to be for everybody. I put my disclaimer, right? So this is flaring up because these people know their time is up. And Merry Christmas, right? Little light holiday message. Like, if I'm honest with you guys, sometimes I'm just like, Spirit, I want a happy life. This is heavy stuff, but you know what, guys? I'm right where I belong, and so are you. And this is the stuff we need to know about because there's a path opening up with the lovers. I see the lovers as a divine pathway. It's a choice point. It's a decision that we make, and you have to be the one to decide that you want to live in this high vibrational timeline instead of in this dark demonic one. See, these are the same card. It's just inverted. Technically, you know what I mean? Not literally the same card, but you know what I'm saying? It's showing like this path is opening up for you and they want you to take it, right? Because it's going to feel heavy for a while with the 5 of Cups. You're going to feel like a piece of you is almost missing, even if this was abusive. Emotions are complicated, guys. Trauma bonds are complicated. Don't feel guilty for feeling grief, even if these are people or a person or whatever that really like abused you or hurt you or pushed you down or whatever this would have been. Don't feel guilty. Let yourself grieve, guys. It's complicated. Right? Especially if these are family members or if this is like somebody that you've been married to. Like, guys, this gets really, it could even be somebody that you're dating. All I know is with this message, something has been consistent to the point that it's affected your, like, again, I'm not a doctor. It's affected your physical health. It's affected your spiritual connection. You could feel like your spiritual gifts feel foggy, like your third eye and your crown. And I'm talking to a high priestess type here. Right? You're somebody that has spiritual gifts. You connect. You have dreams, visions, or something of that sort. You could just have an inner knowing, or I'm seeing you're a seer for some of you here, and you've seen what I'm saying today, and this is your confirmation that everything you've seen is correct. And you have the right to let this go and to live in a happy timeline, right? But this message was supposed to be, I was trying to cheer you guys up because this is dark. It's like, oh, great, like with an eye roll, like just what you wanted to hear. And I was going to try to lift your spirits, guys, but, and just kind of try to make a joke out of people that are a joke, basically, that are trying to stand in the way of you living a happy life. But this is, a little bit darker than I anticipated. And the reason why there's an 8, I'll just end on this, in the title is it's purposeful. 8 is the number of abundance, right? It's also that infinity symbol. So you could have felt like this darkness has been going on what seems like forever. Now you're going to be moved into a time of abundance and joy and happiness and excitement with the Ace of Wands and the Empress here, guys, because you've already done your inner work. See, with the Hermit. For some of you, with the 2 of Cups, this is a partner, right? For some of you, this might even be like your child, like, or you could be the child, and this is about parents, or this is about siblings, or you guys will know who this is for you. But the 8 is showing with the 8 of Pentacles, because really my main cards were the 8 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords. That's what they gave me. So it was intended to be a message of hope. Like these people could be cropping up, or it's just one person for some of you trying to like hurt you, cause drama, especially around the holidays. But the message was intended to be just very simple and straightforward. You are working with the 8 of Pentacles on this high vibrational timeline with the lovers, and they wanted to show you whatever you're doing here, it's working. Like there is a version of you a little bit down the timeline that is just happy, thriving with the Sun, the King of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles. Whatever you're doing right now, guys, it's working. Don't let anything distract you or take you off your path or pull you back down. into, despair with the 5 of Cups, or a feeling of like indecision, or looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing yourself differently. Like, who did I think I was to think I deserved that? I'm just a nobody, or whatever people could have put into your head that was never true. And in fact, this is a very scary energy of like the ancestors coming through, guys, in your family lines. Like, I'm seeing like zombie stuff, like the dead rising to the occasion to like greet these people that have hurt you. It's scary. So, guys, this is like, I wouldn't even want to be near that stuff. For what has been done against you. This is like scary stuff, guys. I don't really know what else to say except you're good. But it's not easy. Like I said, it's complicated with the 5 of Cups. You could find yourself grieving an abuser. You could be like, why am I grieving someone who abused me? Like I said, guys, let yourself feel how you feel. Like if this is a family member, even if it's a lover, guys, it's like this. We do have some good memories here and there, and it colors the whole picture with, well, I wish it could just be like that all the time and stuff. So like a lot of things are going to come up, guys, as you're separating. Really, this 5 of Swords by the end of the reading, it's less about some sort of conflict and drama. This feels like a post-shadow energy, if you know what I'm saying. This feels like you actually cut the cord and this is your confirmation. I was seeing this 5 of Swords as like conflict and people rising up against you right as you're kind of moving into a higher timeline, which is true. That is true, but it's much deeper than that. This is proof, evidence for you that you have cut ties. You're moving on into happiness with the sun, and you might start to feel all sorts of emotions as you begin to realize that these people are not coming with you. And in fact, it's looking like they're having to come to terms with the bed that they've made for themselves. So just a little light holiday message for everybody. But I'm obedient to what they show me to do and say. So I've just got to deliver the messages. So I love you guys, and this is heavy, but it's positive. Just know you're going in the right direction. The decisions you're making, the boundaries you're setting, whatever this 5 of Swords is, whatever you could be cutting away from and separating yourself from, whatever that is, it could even be something you've done already. It's yielding positive fruit for you. Don't start feeling guilty now just because it's like the holidays or just because it's someone's birthday or whatever this could be, guys. Don't go back. It's a trap, and they don't even know it's a trap, but they're desperate. Like they're like, I was watching this Diddy documentary last night, the 50 Cent one. It's really good. And it's like you literally see Diddy a week before he's about to be incarcerated, and he's just so sure. He's on the phone with his lawyer. He's so sure, like, he's not going to jail. Like, he's just so cocky, so pompous about it. And, he didn't really get that long in prison, if I'm honest, right? That's what money and power and fame can do for you. So for some of these people, they believe they're invincible, right? And they really believe that, guys. So let them test that theory, because I'm seeing them like screaming in a hell-like setting, but that's their life. They've created that. You have the right to live the life you've created. You've done your shadow work. A lot of you have. And nobody's perfect, guys, but just you're people who are trying to do the right thing and be connected to your most abundant self and your highest timeline, and love people and care about people and live your life in the best way you know how. And the universe wants to bless you for that because that's what you've built. There's like 100 honks happening outside. Confirmation. That's what you've built. That's what they've built. That's what you've built. They want to compare and contrast. They want to give double binds, no way out. You know, you need to choose this or that, ultimatum. They want to compare and contrast. Let's compare and contrast. The collective has made their bed and these others have made theirs. Right? So throw a Christmas hat on me and call me Santa Claus. Happy holidays, everybody. Hopefully there'll be some happier ones coming. I know there are. And I know this doesn't seem good, but it is. It is, because this is part of a series of messages that they've been giving me. This is this closeout stuff, guys. This is a lot. But you're in the right place and you're doing the right thing, and let this be your confirmation. Okay. All right, guys. I love you. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. You can always listen to the Metamystic Show. See, I've lost energy. This was a big one. You can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. Make sure to follow me over on Spotify, guys. And if you want to review my podcast on Apple Podcasts, that helps the show. Thanks, everybody. That would be a great Christmas gift for me. Thank you for those of you who donate to support the show as well. It makes a big difference, you guys. As always, you can always watch the Metamystic Show on the Metamystic YouTube channel every week. And I post 3-minute short daily readings on my TikTok and Instagram. So if you guys want to get shorter readings and just kind of stay in the know and stay connected, I'd love to have you at the Metamystic on Instagram and TikTok as well. Really exciting things coming in for 2026 for the collective at large, but also just stuff that I'm planning for the channel, and just really looking to do what I can, play my little part to help the collective move forward down this happier trajectory that we've all worked so hard to get to, right? We're on the road, you guys. I'm proud of everybody. This is hard soul level work that people are doing. This is generational curse breaker stuff here, guys. I went over 15 minutes so that I could say this to you. I try to keep these about 45, but I usually end up making them 52 or something like that. All right, everybody. If you'd like to book a personal, you can always email me as well. I'd love to read for you guys. And yeah, I'm just going to go chill after this for a minute. I have to go meditate. I got my pyrite. See, this was going to be my King of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles reading with the pyrite. I have a feeling that was just kind of making an appearance because we have many more readings of that sort coming through. You know, I love this stone pyrite. Isn't it gorgeous? This is a very King of Pentacles sort of stone here. So that's why I brought it in. But I feel he's going to make another appearance in another 8 sort of reading. I feel like this is just the beginning of these 8s, of this abundance. You know, good karma is forever, just like bad karma is, but it's not really good or bad. It's just this is a tough one, guys. I feel like I just watched somebody sit in the electric chair or something. This is dark. The fact that they referenced Diddy as well. I could also just be picking up on what's happening in the world, but they were very specific that this is something happening on a big scale, but this is impacting individual lives, this 5 of Swords stuff that we're seeing coming through at the end of the year here. This is the final wrap up of 2025, the closures, the karmic closures, and this is what it looks like. You know, people think that people get away with stuff, but they really don't. But on the positive, in the positive, this is that pyrite energy. This is King of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. In the same way people don't get away with stuff, it's the same energy in the positive where you could feel like you've been moving upstream, you've been working on yourself, like when is everything going to change? Sometimes things take a while, guys. Just like justice takes a while to be served in the quote unquote negative, sometimes things take a while on the positive as well. The 8 of Pentacles is a card of consistency, right? So I have a feeling that message will be coming around in another form in a future reading. So I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.